What is going on, guys? Welcome to Greggles TV Daily, your source for daily tech news. How is everyone doing? Hopefully having a fantastic day as always. With that said, we have a couple of news stories, handful of questions. Let's dive into this right on top of the tech news. And our first story is about Apple's roadmap 2022, what products we should see from Apple that'll be released in 2022. Some of these get me excited, some of them like, whatever, I expected it, so let's dive into it. Tweet comes from Joshua Swingle. He's pulling this information, as you can see, from Mark Gurman via the Power On Apple's product roadmap for 2022. So first of all, we should see some new iPads and iPad Airs. iPad Pro should come with a new design and wireless charging, which is interesting because that's a tablet and wireless charging. I mean, I'm curious how they end up doing that. I would assume it's going to be some kind of, I guess they could just do what they do now with their wireless charging and throw that thing, which I can't think of, on the back, which is their version of wireless charging. Also, Apple Watch SE2, which is their kind of budget type smartwatch, Series 8 smartwatch, and the Explorer edition, which would be for people that like a little bit more of a rugged lifestyle, as well as redesigned M2, that's their processor, MacBook Airs, the entry-level MacBook Pro, high-end iMac, new iMac Pro and Mac Mini, and the thing I would be mostly excited, which I didn't see on here, would be their new AR, VR headset. Maybe we'll see it, maybe we won't, maybe that'll be in 2023, but that's what you're looking at for Apple's new roadmap of new products, that will be released in 2022. Next up is all about another phone, or type of phone I should say, that I'm extremely excited about, and it's rollable smartphones, something that we haven't seen too much, at least in the USA market, that's easily accessible. Rollable phones, and this is going to be another prototype that potentially will come out and take on the Z Flip 3 and Z Fold 3, and this is coming from Vivo, and the information that we're seeing is coming from our lovely friends over at Let's Go Digital, and they show this off saying that the Vivo Rollable Smartphone, that Vivo's patented a retractable smartphone with a retractable screen. The rollable smartphone folds out in width similar to the Oppo X 2021, and here it is side by side from when it's basically completely retracted out to retracted in, and it looks like a bit of a fat phone. So I'd be curious to see how wide and thick that original implementation of it is when it's completely retracted in is versus when it's retracted out. But you're going to see more of these phones come out over the next year or two, three. Everybody from Vivo and Oppo and probably Samsung and many other companies as well that I probably am not even thinking about, that obviously put out phones, and it'll retract mechanically, not so much with you just doing it yourself. It's going to do it mechanically. So obviously there's some questions as to how rugged that design will be, how wide the screen will be, how much it will retract in. Will it be much more hand sizable? Will it be taking on phones such as the Z Flip or more of the Z Fold size? And to me, it looks like it's going to take on the Z Fold more than anything. And you won't have the divot in the middle of the screen like you do with the Z Fold 3. Not a big deal to me. Like I said, it doesn't. You get over that the ripple in the middle of the screen, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. But that'll be your question of the day. What's are you looking more forward towards folding phones, or rollable phones, or flip phones, or are you just plain happy and don't want any of that and you just want candy bars the rest of your life? Let me know in the comments down below. With that said, let's get into the Q&A portion of the video and drop that boom. First question of the day comes from Alan Silverman. Hey, I have a question on the S4 Classic. Is there in the settings a button that you press to let me know when the battery is running low and gives me an alert sound on the watch? And if we don't, how can we find out one for me? I don't know of a button that's just going to show you, and on anything really, that's just a button you would press that's going to give you battery life. You should be able to swipe down from the top and see what the battery life is, and you should get warnings as it gets really, really low. But beyond that, I can't think of any way that's going to give you a button press that's going to give you the battery life. If I'm wrong, you guys can tell me. Mustafa Ahmed, hi Greg, happy birthday to your son. Can you make a small video of that birthday party so we can all see the nice party? The party's already passed. I do have photos and stuff. You can follow me on Greggles TV on Instagram and see a couple photos that I posted. Dactylo says, I have a question. Are you using a sound card to make the sound better? I have a laptop and I want to buy a sound card. No, I don't use a sound card on any of my devices. I have, my main computers are a Mac Mini and a MacBook Air, and that's it. Currently, so I don't, whatever Apple gives me, that's what I use. So no, I don't use any, and I don't have a recommendation for a sound card. I haven't bought a sound card since, honestly, probably like 2004 or something. Polo Funk says, is it any way to differentiate the sounds notifications for my text messages and emails on my Z Fold 3? If I select robot sound notifications for my text messages, my emails will have the same notification sound. Also with this happening, I don't know my texts from emails without looking. Thanks. Some apps will allow you to make different notification sounds. I'm gonna put it in my list of things to do for videos. I don't have a quick answer for you. Again, if you go into the settings of some apps, sometimes you can choose a specific sound. I haven't looked in Gmail, just let me take a quick look. I don't know if it has. I'll just do a video. I'll do a video because I know it's in Apple it's a little bit easier. With Android, for some reason sometimes it's difficult, but I'm pretty sure you can do it. I just don't generally do it, but I'll look it up for you. Yo, buddy says, I'm watching your channel for a while and I have a question for you. What's your favorite screen recorder app that you use? I always use the one built into the phones now. I use the Samsung one. If I'm using a Samsung phone, if it's the Pixel one, I use the Android one. I don't download anyone. So which one's my favorite? I don't. Samsung, I guess, but otherwise it's whatever. Ben's Tech Tube says, I have the ability to get a second Z Fold 3, or should I wait for the S22 Ultra? I usually buy two versions of every device, the lowest gigabyte with the cool color for play, and the black one with the highest gigabyte for work. I already have the 512 Z Fold 3. Second part of the longest question ever, which color would you get? Phantom Silver, Phantom Green, if you could do it all over again. Thanks, Greg. That's a tough one because it sounds like you actually do put both into work. I think the Z Fold 3 is probably better, especially for work. Like if you're using it specifically for work, I think the Z Fold 3 with the bigger screen is better for work. But if you mean to just bring a phone to work, I'd probably make the S22 Ultra my play phone that I use it for photos and videos and whatever else, and then I'd have a Z Fold 3 for basically everything else. But that's just me. I usually wouldn't want the same phone for both instances, but again, if it's for work, I'd say choose the Z Fold 3. And if I had to choose the color, I would choose Phantom Silver. It's a really nice color. I don't even know if I've seen the Phantom Green in color, but the Phantom Silver is just really nice. Last question comes from Shajil Sajad. Hi Greg, how are you? Hope you're doing well today. Gonna want to know though, on Apple's longevity, do you agree Apple needs to stop over supporting the devices to a point where new devices don't get as much as they should, like Apple is still supporting devices like the iPad Air 2 from 2014. What are your thoughts? Do you agree Apple should drop support after 5 years? I say drop anything older than the iPhone 8. What's your idea on that? Yeah, I agree. I think anything older than the iPhone 8, they probably shouldn't support. But it's also at the same time pretty amazing that you can buy a device and get software support for years and years to come. And it creates brand loyalty, and it stops them, not only from them, maybe the customer buying their products, but it also stops customers from buying other products from other companies. So, and they're making so much money. So I would say, don't change a thing. Don't. So there you guys go. That is your questions for today. Thank you so much. If you have a question, leave it in the comments down below with the word question. I'll answer it tomorrow's video, and I'll see you down the road.